You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out Power Season 6, Episode 11. We went on a little hiatus, but we're back on track. We got now 5 episodes left. This is 1 out of the 5, and this is pretty much centered around Dre. This is pretty much going to tell you, everybody's point of view up to where Ghost got shot, and we'll definitely talk about some things in this review. Definitely let me know what you think about this episode in the comments below. Yeah, man, it feels good to be back. I've had my mixed feelings about this show, but we're definitely gonna break things down and see how this goes. For me right now, it just seems a little bit tad too predictable. But anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. Let's get into it. So, like I said, this episode is centers around Dre and, what he went through the night before, or just before Ghost got shot. And you see him talking to his baby moms, and she has this idea of just going to Vegas and getting away from all this, and he wants to stay in New York like a dumbass, because he's pretty much getting way too cocky at this point. Like, Dre is getting way too cocky. It's about time for him to go. His luck is running out. But y'all know Dre, he's always going to try to weasel his way out of certain situations, which he ends up trying to do. Which we get a lot of backstory on Dre in this episode also, but not without there being issues within his crew. One of his boys got back from jail. The Serbians show up out of nowhere. That was kind of, I felt, rushed a little bit. It just kind of seemed like really sudden. And that's my issue with this whole season. Like, everything seems rushed. There's too many new characters being introduced and just thrown out there just for plot convenience, and it's a little messy. It's a little messy, but certain things can still carry the episode or carry the show, and it keeps me intrigued for at least. Like, there's certain things I didn't like about this episode, and I'll get into that very shortly. But he has this little issue with the Serbians. Everybody ends up dead. Even the boy that just got out of jail, he used him as a shield. You could just tell how much of a scumbag that Dre is, and how he doesn't really care about nobody but himself at the end of the day. So meanwhile, while this is going on, 2-Bit and Spanky are getting interrogated by Blanca, or should I say Spotsworth, and Francis being 2-Bit and Spotsworth being Spanky. And Spanky is pretty much snitching right here, and 2-Bit is holding it down. He's not really worried about a thing. Tommy kind of hints to him on the burner phone that, I know who kind of ratted you out, and kind of spoke, because Spanky was pretty much acting out of character, and it was pretty obvious, but 2-Bit pretty much kind of was able to put 2 and 2 together. So he's pretty much fucked at this point, definitely. And with 2-Bit pretty much stuck in jail, doesn't really get the opportunity to take out Dre, because we find out that conversation that he has with Ghost, and that was pretty much to take out Dre. I assume that, like I said, pretty predictable, but it was still cool to see play out. So then we have Dre pretty much meeting up with his mom. This is the first time we're seeing his mother, and they haven't seen each other in such a long time. And she even feels some type of way because he hasn't mentioned that he has a daughter. And I have to say, his performance in this episode was definitely top notch. Definitely hit you in the feels, especially with him and his mom. But he pretty much is going around trying to scheme money off of people. He tries to intimidate Tasha. Tasha, I don't think, is really going for any of that. We find out what happened between him and Tariq and how they're pretty much working together also. and what happened leading up to the moment that, Tyreek brought Dre to Ghost's office and whatnot. And I didn't really like how they changed that whole scene up, or is that how he saw that playing out? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting to see who pretty much really shot Ghost. Speaking of which, the only person that Dre's able to get some money off of is Tate. But Tate pretty much tells him, you gotta get rid of Ghost tonight. You get rid of Ghost tonight, you can get all this money and you can get going and go where you need to go. And keep in mind that Dre has to hurry up and dip because he was in police custody and just dipped out. And he's sitting there fucking around. And even Blanca makes a mention that, criminals like you are so predictable. You're gonna end up fucking up. But Dre's too distracted on seeing that Ghost is pretty much dead. They announced it on the news. I don't know about that. It kind of sucks that they kind of did it like that. And we still have to see how it plays out. We don't exactly know how it's really all gonna play itself out, because we still have to see everybody else's perspective. And pretty sure at the final episode we're gonna see who exactly killed Ghost or shot Ghost. Dre died in this episode, by the way. He got burnt to a crisp because it was so interesting that his mother was mentioning he's like a demon, and he ironically got burnt to a crisp in his own cell, which was one hell of a way to go. We don't know what's gonna happen with 2-Bit. We definitely know that Spanky is definitely gonna die next episode or very soon. Tommy, we don't know his fate. It seems like the next episode's gonna be about Paz and her perspective, and I think will be the weakest out of the last 5 episodes, to be completely honest. There might be certain fans of it, but I've never really been a fan of Paz. It's just weird that she's gotten kind of shoehorned into these last few episodes. Don't know why, but it's still going to be interesting to see how the rest of this season will play out. My bet is Tyreek killed Ghost. But what do you guys think in the comments below? Let me know. Until next week, I will see y'all later. Peace.
The problem is that people live for other people. That's why it's anti-dogma, because it's like people live their life according to what someone else should say. But yeah, I had to just lock in. A lot of people don't want to work. They want point B. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand though that it's like, yo, you really gotta do all this though to get there. Are you down for that, or you just want to be on the jet?